How's it going, guys? Kevin back at you with another video. In today's video, we're checking out my clipless battery door latches for the brand new Vanquish H10 Optic. I know you guys hate body clips, I do too. I love this new setup, but the fact that you still need to use a body clip sort of bugged me a little bit, so I obviously came up with a solution here to solve that. The setup comes for both passenger and driver side, so when you buy this set, you get it for both of them, so you don't have to worry about picking one side or the other. And then additionally, this is super easy to install. It's 100% reversible. So for whatever reason you go modify your truck, you want to get rid of the battery doors, whatever it may be, you can easily just take these parts off, move them on to a new truck. Doesn't matter, reuse them, whatever you need to do. So with that, I'll show you guys how they work and how to install them. Right now, I have a battery already installed. So if I go and I shake the truck, you can see, as violent as I can be, this is not coming loose. So all I need to do is reach in here and I just pull towards me. So simple pull. And then this will release right open. You can see, wiggle it out, slide it out just the way as you do stock. You can see I got my battery in here. It's not plugged in because it's easier to take it in and out. But you can see here we have a piece on this side and a piece on this side. So to reinstall, just slide it in the back just as you normally would before. And once you slide it in, just push this forward, just like that. Once you push it in, you're gonna find this piece right here, and you're just gonna push that shut. If it doesn't go shut, it's probably because you just didn't push the door shut far enough. So just push that in and just twist that. Once you feel it lock all the way and twist all the way in, you'll feel it hit a hard stop. And then if you pull on, the front of the plastic here or anywhere else, this is completely locked in. It's not going anywhere else. So again, I'll do that a little faster. So pull towards you, pop it out, wiggle, get your battery free. This thing spins around, not a problem at all, because you'll basically push this back out of the way when you put the battery in. Slide this in here, slide it back, push, twist. If it doesn't go, just push a little bit harder, just like that. Good to go, not going anywhere. So I want to talk about a couple of the small key things of the design here before we go into the installation. So if it's a little bit too tight, what you can actually do is you can sand down this edge here. This is going to wear down a little bit with use, and so if you want to just accelerate that because it's a little tight from the start, you can just sand down this edge. It shouldn't really wear down much, just to sort of self-clearance itself if it's a little tight when you first get it. And then on this side, you can see this is the piece that we're gonna twist and pull. This little extension here is actually our hard stop that prevents it from moving farther. And then you can see there's this little feature here. So because the right and left, the driver and passenger side, are essentially just mirrored images, I added this little feature here. This is a keying feature to make sure that you know that you're putting the correct side on its respective side. So this piece should be facing upwards on both sides. So on the driver's side, it should be facing upwards. And if we go and we pop open the passenger side, you can see, if I spin this out here, you can see it's facing on the top as well. And I want to talk about a little bit more about the mirroring. So here are all the pieces that you get in the kit. So you get these 4 M3 by 12s with the socket head. You get the M2 by 12s with the pan heads, and then the M2 nuts here. And so even though these pieces look like they are identical, they're actually not. So one of the key things of these parts is actually the fact that this opening is slightly larger on the bottom side than it is on the top side. It's very subtle. It's definitely measurable, but it's one of those things that I don't want you guys to have to get a calipers out to measure, which is why I added that little keying feature. So if we grab this one here, for example, and we put this on, you can see, oh, it looks like I lined it up. And in fact, I did, because I did happen to grab the right one. If I grab the wrong one, I can get this here and make it look like it lined up, but you can kind of tell that hole is actually just a little bit larger and it doesn't quite match up the way that it should. It doesn't look exactly right. And so the reason for that is the holes are different sizes, top and bottom. So if you get it and it doesn't match up, just grab your other one, make sure you got it. And then on both the left and right side, as I mentioned earlier, this little feature here should be facing up. So just make sure that's facing up and you'll get it correctly. These pieces are identical left and right, doesn't matter. The installation for them is super easy. All you're basically gonna do is take this piece and drop it into the gap there. And if you notice, this has a little bit of a chamfer on it on the left and right, and that helps it guide into that slot. And then all you really wanna make sure is that this big piece is closer to the interior of the vehicle. You can see that here. If you put it on the outside, it's not going to work. You'll just have to take it off and flip it. And then all you do is set it in there. And then these are M3 tapped. So you just take your M3 bolt and just feed it through there and then just tighten that down. So again, same for both sides. Super, super easy, just like that. So I can show you another visual with the battery on. It's super, super easy. Now, going on to the truck here, this one, it's a little bit trickier just because these are M2 screws. But the nice thing is, since this will swivel 360 degrees around, you can put this on in sort of any orientation. So what I recommend doing is actually taking these guys, and so make sure you have the correct side, taking these guys and sort of starting that M2 screw. So get that through, start threading it. It'll probably grab on the plastic a little bit, which will help you hold it in place. And then once you've actually gotten that through a little bit, then you can start to go and grab the correct respective piece. So again, make sure you find, oh, this is not the right piece. Gotta go grab my other one. All right, so that's the right piece. Then you can go clamp this on and then drop your M2 nut in. I recommend you just have a pliers or something to hold the back side of this. So as you're screwing this in, you can just have a pliers on the back side. And I kind of actually did this tilted up, and that way the M2 bolt wouldn't drop down. You can put a little Loctite on it if you want. If you tighten it a good amount, it's very likely gonna not go anywhere, but if you like to use Loctite, feel free to use it. And then once you have that on there, it should spin relatively freely. You can tighten it a little bit more to add a little bit of resistance. Like I said, those holes and the openings, top and bottom, are a little bit different. So if you want to make it a little bit tighter, it'll grab onto that post and be a little bit stiffer. You don't want it to be completely freewheeling where you flick it and it just spins and spins and spins, but you do want to have just a little bit of resistance so that it will stay in place. And then the other sort of key trick to the design is, let me grab the correct battery side here. So when this is basically, I'll show you outside the vehicle actually here. All right, so for demonstration purposes here, the other key thing of the design and sort of the trick of how this design works is what we're doing here is we're actually creating an over center mechanism. So once this swivels around, what it's actually doing is it's going past this piece that's on the battery door. So it's sliding right past it, and it's basically stopping right there. And so when the battery door is trying to open itself, it's pulling down, and what it's actually doing is it's pulling this tighter. So it's locking this even further in place. So as this vibrates and shakes on the trail, it's only gonna get tighter. So it shouldn't cause any accidental openings, because the only thing that it's gonna try to do is make it more shut. So that's one of the great things about this design. So you really shouldn't have to worry about this coming loose. If it does become a little tight because it tightens itself up trying to shake loose, all you need to do is just push against the battery door and just push it in a little bit, just like you would when you open it. So slide that in there, wiggle that, get that shut. So if it gets a little tight and you're like, oh, I can't seem to open it, it's a little bit too stiff, you can just push in and that will release it and make it really, really easy for it to pop out. So again, push it shut, locked in, not going anywhere, shake the truck, nice and secure. It's like, oh, it's too hard, which it rarely should be. Then all you have to do is just push against the battery door. It seems like, there we go, just twist that open a little bit. If this is fully spun around like that, then obviously you're not gonna be able to shut it, but just sort of spin that back with your finger somewhere around there. If you have it fully sideways, pushing the battery in will spin it back open, so don't worry too much about that, and then just shut it just like that. So with that, if you guys have any questions, comments, any other trucks that you would like to suggest in the future, I'm always open to suggestions, looking for new trucks to make cool designs like this for. Appreciate all of your support. And if there's anything else that you guys need, always feel free to reach out to me. You can drop a comment down below. You can send me a message on Etsy, on my contact form on my website. I'm always happy to help. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.